everyone, I'm Priscilla Crawford, conservation biologist with the Oklahoma Biological Survey. On this botanical field trip, I get to tag along with my botanist colleague, Amy Buto, as we explore the very southeastern tip of Oklahoma in early August. This episode is the first day of our trip where we look for an orchid at the Little River National Wildlife Refuge and some rare plants at the upper end of Broken Bow Lake, where the Mountain Fork River flows into the lake. So we're at Forked Lake in McCurtain County on the Little River National Wildlife Refuge. This is a natural lake, one of our few natural lakes in Oklahoma. It's actually an oxbow of the Little River, but it is cut off. It is down here in the Gulf Coastal Plain. So we have these cypress trees with giant cypress knees. Let's see if I can get close to some. And this is down in the very southeastern part of the state. So we have, might be some alligators in here. We'll see. Hopefully I won't see any too close up. Oh, a frog startled me though. But here you can see some of the cypress knees. Oh, here's a cool chimney of a crayfish. There's, I think that's a cypress knee starting to bulge out of the ground. Heard a frog over here. The green stuff covering the water's edge, or the water's surface, sorry, is duckweed. Lots of cattails over there. But this is the area that cypress trees are native to in the state. They grow all over. People plant them all over, but this is one of the few places that they're actually native. And you can see these cool buttresses at the bottom that help stabilize them in this swampy area. Let's see, I wonder if I'll sink down into the mud going this way. You get up close and see these cypress knees. These are roots that are coming out of the ground. So because the roots are in water, or pardon me, the roots are in ground that's saturated with water. So this is a way for there to be some gas exchange. All that duckweed. So here's some nice big cypress knees. See here how big they are compared to my hand. Amy just said that experts don't really know their function. It could be just a stability thing, that the gas exchange idea is probably outdated. We came to a different spot on the shore of this skinny oxbow lake. I still haven't seen any alligators. Surprisingly cool down here for mid-August. Well, I shouldn't say cool. I should say not frightfully hot. Also up here on the bank, I noticed one of our native hollies.
With the cypress tree right now, it is still not known for sure if they are pneumatophores or if they are just aerial roots that are used for structure and support.
The cypress is still a mystery. Things we don't know in biology and ecology.
There are a lot of those things because they're not financially advantageous to study.
Yep. Even though they're super cool. So we drove down a road that's not on the map. Actually, I think we turned down a couple different roads that aren't on the map. And here we're coming down to this boggy area where I think we're still in the Little River National Wildlife Refuge, but we may be on Forest Service land. Anyway, Amy has permission, and we are going down to this bog looking for an orchid. There's some cool ferns. Oh, a wing of a monarch. We have our big boots on in case we need to wade in a little bit. So, Amy, what orchid are we looking for?
Habenaria repens.
Habenaria?
Habenaria. Like
Repens. What's the common name?
some people call it water spider orchid because the flowers look like little jumping spiders.
Cute.
And I'm not seeing any yet.
Distracted by the plants.
Oh, as always.
It's her job.
Yeah, there is a cool plant. Another cool plant, Linobium, that's got all the spongy tissue on the bottoms of the leaves so it floats. And I was looking for that. I was thinking about what that was. And I am not seeing any orchids. 2 years ago, it was a pretty solid mass. I'm seeing a lot of smartweed.
Wow, some of these dragonflies down here are like prehistoric size.
I don't know if it's squishy. I don't know if it's deep.
You don't know if it's solid.
Yeah. There's another cool plant here. This is actually an aquatic fern.
The brownish stuff?
Uh-huh. I think they call it mosquito fern, AZOLLA.
Cool. There it is. Are those 2 species of lemna we're seeing? 2 species of duckweed?
That's probably Wolfia or Wolfiella, the tiny little one.
Okay.
And the larger one is either a limna or a spirodella.
Ooh.
Yeah, I am not good with these.
Lots of smartweed out there. If you look out, you can see some like spikes of little white flowers. That's a really important wildlife plant. They produce a lot of seeds for waterfowl. You can see this like reddish hue on the surface of the water. That's that aquatic fern.
Because 2 years ago, it was nothing but orchids.
Well, it's kind of funny how plants go in cycles like that, too.
That is true. Nature is not static, without a doubt.
See some old beaver action. Got some button bushes out there.
So, I might try to go down through the woods because this is just touch and go in terms of whether or not
You're going to fall in.
you're going to see.
Are you going to try it?
No. Because I'm carrying an expensive camera.
The remains of a Luna moth. Amy's gone back to get her binoculars to see if she can look across this boggy area looking for the orchid. She can't see it with her naked eye, hoping that she can see it through some binoculars. But we were just noticing how high the water must have come up in this season. You can see these leaves are like coated in mud. And so there's the level of the water now. I would say a good 5 feet above the level. Up here is where the mud has been deposited on the leaves. This spring we had a lot of rain in eastern Oklahoma, and a lot of the lake levels were really high. So just even this little bog here, probably everything out there was underwater. Amy's got her binoculars but not her camera, so almost guaranteed to see something now. There's a plant along here on the margins of the bog. This one, it is the river cane, a native species. It looks a lot like bamboo, in the same kind of group. It's an important species, an important plant culturally and economically for people who have lived along rivers in North America for a long time. It's used for a variety of purposes. And you can see it scattered out through here. Channeling and clearing of riverbanks has really made it a lot more rare than it used to be. So it's nice to see along here quite a bit of it scattered throughout this little edge of a bog. Oh, I lost Amy.
There's some spots.
Ooh, a mat of vegetation. Did you see it?
Yeah, they're kind of far behind. There's a group right in front of me. It's right there. They just haven't started blooming yet. I guess because the water was so high, they're behind.
Yeah.
Right in here.
Oh, I see the foliage, yeah.
Yeah, they've got good inflorescences on them. But that's just not, that's all I'm seeing is behind.
By behind, Amy means that they were blooming later than they have previous years. So maybe because the water was so high, maybe because we had such a cool spring.
There is no telling. Except I top my boots.
Whoops.
It's inevitable. We're going to be messing around like this. Ooh. But there are a lot of cool plants out here.
There are.
There's one of the carnivorous bladderworts is out here. Probably splashed around too much and knocked it over. Whoa! Get my graceful little dance on film. I don't know. If they're on top of water, do you call them rhizomes?
Mm.
I guess so. Maybe. Very hardy plant.
Here's the flower.
And there's some good pictures of the little fern.
Oh yeah. That one's not as reddish as some of the ones out there. So that's what all these, is that what all these little heartleaf things
Yes.
that we see out there?
Yes.
This one just happens to be blooming.
Yeah, you look closely. I mean, there's so much going on here.
Oh, there's, what's this one? With the...
Oh, that is one of the hydrocotyls. some people call those pennyworts. That should be Hydrocotyl ranunculoides.
Oh, it looks like it has a ranunculus leaf.
Yep, yep. The leaves look like that of a buttercup. So sometimes those Latin names make sense. I think a lot of movies start with somebody poking at a mystery fungus.
I don't know. What is that? I'll take a picture of it. Put it on iNaturalist. So we're at the upper end of Broken Bow Lake, and we are wading around at this low water crossing. We've been looking at some trapped little aquatic plants, and we're also looking for a rare grass. Amy's over there in the vegetation. I'm walking through this riffly stuff because I have my sandals on. So we're at the upper end of Broken Bow Lake. I believe this is the Mountain Fork River flowing into the lake. So it's a little wide here, but also pretty shallow. Came to this little rapids. But this aquatic plant is like stuck on these rocks.